In today's Leeds news, Everton plan Leeds United raid, Leeds keen on Phillips, interest in Sam Field, Roca set for Bettis move, McCalmont leaves Leeds, Sonny Perkins set for loan, Diego Llorente latest, no offers for Charlie Creswell, Leeds managerial situation, and Roma refuse Christensen obligation. Morning, folks. Jay here at The View on the 28th of June with your Leeds United news. First things first, apologies for no video yesterday. It wasn't a lack of news, it was literally a lack of time. I'm coming to a busy period at work, so I had to get up a little bit earlier yesterday morning and get stuck in a bit earlier. And I just didn't get any chance during the day to actually sit down and do a video or do any editing. So that's the reason for that. But we'll crack on today with it, and there's a lot, so we'll get through it as much as we can. Also, it's Wednesday, so the one a week. If you do like the channel, if you like what I'm trying to do here, you can support me by subscribing to the channel or liking the videos and sharing it, all that kind of stuff. Boosts the algorithm, which helps the content be seen by more people. So appreciate that. Anyway, let's crack on. Let's talk about the news. And Everton are planning a Leeds United raid. And at this point, Everton will have an entire side made up of Burnley and Leeds players who got relegated as they search to have the perfect team to get relegated next season. Joking. But according to the Telegraph, Everton are planning a move for Summerville, Willie Gnonto and Jack Harrison. The basis of this is Football Insider. They said that Jack Harrison was linked with a move to Everton on the 18th of June for a fee of roughly £16 million, which is the rumoured release fee in his contract. The Telegraph said that Summerville was linked with them as well for £12 million move. And then the Mirror have said that Willie Gnonto on the 24th of June will be possibly heading to Everton for a fee of in and around 30 million. Where's all the money coming from? Well, according to the Telegraph, Everton expecting to sell Onana for a hefty fee of in and around 50 million quid. They won't. And Demarai Gray will get a bumper Saudi move. They reckon between the two players, they're looking at a fee of probably 58 million for both players. And that money will then be used to fund the raid for the three Leeds attackers. Well, according to the Gazzetta dello Sport this morning, they are saying that Everton and Freiburg are the only two clubs to have made a concrete approach to Leeds to discuss the potential of signing Willie Gnonto. And Gazzetta do say a fee between £12 million and £17 million for Willie Gnonto is what is likely to get him. And what does point out there is there's a pretty significant gap between what the £30 million fee for Gnonto that the Mirror reckon Leeds are looking for and the £17 million fee that Gazzetta dello Sport reckon. It is coming out of Italy. His agent has been talking this week an awful lot about his future and the fact that he wants to play Premier League football. So whether he's willing to wait the year with Leeds and go back with Leeds, hopefully, or make the move now remains to be seen. But there's not a lot coming out of Leeds at the moment, so any kind of leaks feel like they're coming from agents. Let's move on to talk about Phillips. Leeds are keen on Phillips, but not the one you want. It's Nat Phillips, and according to The Athletic, Leeds are interested in Liverpool centre-back Nat Phillips. Phillips spent most of last season out on loan at Bournemouth. He has made 17 appearances for the club, has a promotion with them as well, and played 22 times for Stuttgart during a loan spell there that got them promoted to the Bundesliga. 26-year-old is believed to be keen on a move away from Anfield this summer, having been in and around the first team situation, but not getting a huge amount of game time. The 26-year-old has only played 55 senior appearances in his career at this point. Seen by Liverpool fans as a great player to have around the club, but didn't get the opportunities in the first team, but was too good a player for them to loan out in case they needed him. So got stuck in that, I suppose you could call it a Joe Gelhardt position in the first half of last season, where it's like, well, we kind of need him and we don't need him and we're not sure what to do with him. So a good player by all accounts. A fee of 10 million is being rumoured, and Liverpool fans have spoken highly of him. As I said yesterday on Joe's show, 10 million for a player with only 55 senior appearances at the age of 26 is a lot of money. So whether Leeds can whittle that down, Liverpool do tend to get over the odds for their young players they've sold in the past that haven't turned out to be the great players that they thought they might be. So will Leeds hold firm on this? Again, wait and see. Moving on to another player that could be coming into Leeds, and Sam Field, QPR's Players Player of the Year, Supporters Player of the Year, has been linked with Leeds. And according to Football Insider, Burnley will be competing with Leeds to sign the QPR defensive midfielder. The 25-year-old former England youth international played 48 times last season in all competitions for QPR, scoring 2 goals. No fee has been rumoured just yet, and it's coming from Football Insider, so obviously pinch yourself territory with that. But Leeds looking like they're starting to line up transfers and coming out from more reputable sources, not necessarily Football Insider, but The Athletic, maybe. Let's talk about exits, and Mark Roca is set to complete his move to Real Betis, according to journalist Gonzalo Tortosa. He is claiming that the deal is all but done on a season-long loan from Mark Roca from Leeds to Real Betis, and he is expected to be at Betis's pre-season camp, which starts on the 4th of July, which is next week. All done and dusted. Everyone said be happy with the move at the moment. No loan fee has been rumoured yet. You might not hear that though, but there will be something in the background. But Roma expected to pick up the bulk, if not all of the wages for Roca. A player that has Leeds and Leeds' second confirmed exit of the summer is Alfie McCalmont. McCalmont has officially left the club and moved to Carlisle on a permanent deal. McCalmont's been at Leeds a very, very long time and has captained the team at different age groups coming up through the youth system at Leeds. Was liked by Marcelo Bielsa and given his debut by Marcelo Bielsa. Unfortunately, he spent some time at Oldham and at Carlisle last season, where he impressed at Carlisle but was unable to make the breakthrough at Leeds United. He is now heading back to Carlisle at a permanent move in League Two. For an undisclosed fee that's rumoured to be in and around £125,000. So best of luck to Alfie McCammond in League Two. I no doubt that kid's going to get through the divisions. You'll see him playing in League One or Championship pretty soon as well. Good midfielder and just needs games. That's all he needed. So a good run of games. So best of luck to Alfie and I hope it works out well for you. Let's talk about another player that could potentially go out on loan, and Sonny Perkins, according to Team Talk. I'm just going to say this. Team Talk have got so much wrong this season that I nearly didn't put this in, but it's been talked by a few other outlets as well. Team Talk have to get something right at some point. They got the Leeds announcing Patrick Vieira on Friday very wrong. And they also got the QSI buying Leeds in January very wrong. So it's not a good look for Team Talk. But according to Team Talk, they reckon that Leeds will allow Sonny Perkins to leave the club on loan this season. Birmingham, Sunderland and Blackburn are all said to be keen on bringing the attacker in after he had a very good season in Premier League 2, Division 2 with the Leeds under-21s last season. The 19-year-old is possibly seen as being behind Mateo Joseph, returning Joe Gelhardt, and maybe with Pat Bamford still being around the scene at the moment. No, not confirmed whether he's going to stay or go at the moment. And Leeds expected to bring in another striker. It makes kind of sense for Sonny to go out and play games at the same level as the team, get as many championship games as he can in to increase his stock and maybe put him in position to come back into Leeds. He's only 19. He's got plenty of time, so I wouldn't be worried about this one alone. One of them is going to have to go out on loan. Another 21 season for Joseph and Perkins isn't going to do them any favour. So going out on loan and getting game time is important. I think Mateo Joseph will be involved with the first team next year, personally. Let's move on and talk about a player who we've talked a lot about over the last couple of months, but Diego Llorente's long outstanding move to Roma looks like it might be coming to a close. The latest coming out of Roma is that the player is set for another season-long loan there. There is some issues. Leeds want an obligation to buy in the contract. Roma were said to be resistant to that, but they've now agreed to it, according to DiMarzio. They're saying that a fee of £4.5 to £5.5 million is the fee should certain conditions be met and a number of games hit by Llorente. Other outlets are claiming it to be £7 to £8 million. This could just be a currency mix-up between euros and pound, because £7 million is 4.5 million. Sorry, 7.5 million euro is 4.5 million pounds, or vice versa. But there's there could just be a mix-up on this when it comes to currency. So anywhere between 4.5 million and £7 million potentially. So not the 10 million we thought we'd get, but it looked too good to be true, didn't it? It did. Let's go on top about Charlie Creswell. And according to the Yorkshire Evening Post, Leeds have not received any offers or declarations of interest in bringing in the young centre-back who had a very strong second half of the season on loan at Millwall last season. This is despite rumours earlier this month that Rangers had a bid rejected by Leeds and were expected to come back in with a second bid. Well, according to the Yorkshire Evening Post, Leeds have not had any contact from any club in relation to Charlie Creswell, and he is expected to have his breakthrough season at Leeds United this coming year in the Championship, which is good news, considering how well he played at the back end of last season. Might actually have a centre-half who can score some goals in the Championship next year. You never know. Where are we with the managerial situation? Well, we're still in the same position as I check for updates. But so far, no major updates. There's a couple of bits this morning. We'll go through this really now and give you an update on what is rumoured. And that's all I can say is what's rumoured to be going on with Leeds at the moment. And there's the rumours that came out over the weekend that were, according to lots of sources, that an EFL delay was causing the takeover hold up and being announced. Leeds apparently were keen on having an ownership and managerial announcement at the same day, and they wanted that to be last Friday. But however, according to the Mail, delays in the process with the EFL caused that plan to be moved. But they now say that they expected a deal to be finalised for Daniel Farke to be installed as Leeds United's new head coach moving into next season. The Athletic also claimed last week that Leeds were impressed by Farke and were keen to make him their manager as well. An announcement on Friday was expected, but has now been postponed for some reasons. They are blaming an EFL delay on all of this. How long this will take going forward, we don't know yet. It's still not confirmed. But there are rumours behind the scenes that everything is in place. You're now starting to see transfers move. The international transfer window opens in a couple of days' time. And that will start to see the exit of the likes of Robin Koch and Diego Llorente and Mark Roca move when they can. And then might see Leeds moving for some players as well. But Leeds seem to be linked with domestic players currently. But it's some rumours are saying that everything is in place behind the scenes, including a manager, that they're just waiting on the ratification of the takeover to announce stuff. That work is carrying on behind the scenes. So it's very quiet. I'm okay with it at the moment, but I'd like it to be announced by tomorrow, if possible. And Roma, next moving on to final story then, and it is around Rasmus Christensen's rumoured move to Roma. And according to Gianluca Di Marzio, Roma and Leeds are not agreeing on the deal. Currently, they say that Roma are refusing to put an obligation to buy the player into his contract. Instead, they favour a straight-out loan move or a loan with a potential option to buy. Roma seem to have very little money at the moment and seem to be trying to hold Leeds to ransom for several players now. And if I was the Leeds hierarchy, my response would be, no, just go away. Just go away. Giving 2 players to Roma on loan next season and haggling over whether we should have an obligation to buy. The option to buy, we've seen with Roma this year. They already had the option to buy on Diego Llorente. They want him for a second season, but aren't willing to pay the option that they had last season to buy the player. No argument over a fee that they agreed to. And then now looking to try and get out of a deal with Christensen by refusing an obligation. Leeds want that obligation in the contract. It is expected to go in if they do come back. But at the moment, there is no agreement in place with talks expected to take place over the next couple of days around that move as well. A quick update, there will be no video, potentially no video tomorrow, potentially no video Friday. I am going to Amsterdam for a couple of days with my partner and a few friends. So there might not be a video. If there's announcements happening, I am going to bring some mobile kit with me. So if anything does happen, there'll be a cheap version of an announcement video that will come out. So you can check that out as and when, but there won't be anything concrete. I might try and get one out early in the morning if I can, but then Friday, definitely no video, nothing over the weekend, and probably not on Monday either. So the recovery starts on Monday. But you should be fine for the rest of the week after that. That's going to be it for today anyway, folks. And thanks as always for joining me. And again, apologies for no video yesterday. Have a great day, and I will hopefully talk to you early tomorrow morning. And then I'll see you next week for more Leeds news. Have a great day. Bye.